नीति तो यही थी कि उसको वहां से हटाना है, उसको वहां से तोड़ना है। और 12 बजने से 5-10 मिनट पहले की बात है जब हमारे लोग अंदर घुस चुके थे।
हमारी ड्यूटी लगी पिछली साइड में कि आप लोगों ने पीछे से इस पे चढ़ना है।
हमने एक साइड की दीवार ली है, साइड वाला लेके उसके बाद में उस साइड वाला लिया करा है, फिर बीच वाला को जो है हमने किया काम।
But they never wanted to demolish one single mosque. Even at the time, they've already identified 3,000 places of conflict. So if this doesn't work, something else will come in its place. Because they want that polarization.
आज तो मैं सरकार को और सब लोगों को ज्वाइन बताता हूँ कि अयोध्या में जिस स्थान पर भगवान राम का जन्म हुआ था, वहाँ पर मंदिर के निर्माण को कोई शक्ति रोक नहीं सकती।
The entire period between the mid-1980s, 1984 to 86 to be precise, right up to the demolition of the mosque and then afterwards, Babri Masjid. It was a very critical period for Indian society and Indian politics as well. But coming to the 80s, the VSP Dharam Sansad takes the decision to launch this movement. BJP backs it soon after. And by then the Bharatiya Janata Party is the parliamentary base of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. The BJP, which is at the forefront, and the RSS and the VHP were the foot soldiers of it, managed to galvanize an innocent religious sentiment with a malevolent one and created a mass movement out of it, you know. Of course, we know that 1949 is when it was started. When soon after independence, you had the smuggling in of the idols, midnight, and K.K. Nair was the district magistrate allowing it, and then he goes on to join the Bharatiya Janata Party. I think it's Jan Sangh at that point. One poster I remember which showed this Lord Ram with a bow and arrow, and it says Mandir, Chalo Ayodhya, I think, Chalo Ayodhya, and the strapline at the bottom was Tushtikaran Bankar. Now, what has minority appeasement got to do with building a temple in Ayodhya? Number one, has there been ever any minority appeasement at all? We know there hasn't if you look at the socio-economic conditions of Muslims. So there were a lot of subtext and text to this movement. I don't know at what point the people who joined, thinking it was just for a temple, knew every element of this.
Everywhere the people who believe in appeasing the sentiments, let's say, let's give them this much and then they'll be quiet. That was the attitude of Rajiv Gandhi's government. In 1986, he did the Shah Banu case, appeased the Muslim fundamentalists, and the same year they allowed the lock to be opened of the Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid disputed site, and Hindus were allowed to pray from inside the compound. So these kind of compromises with the fundamentalist forces of both sides has led to where we are today.
भाषण खत्म होते ही अचानक पुलिस पीछे हट जाती है। कुछ ही क्षणों में कार सेवक एक बस हथियाकर घेरा तोड़ते हुए मस्जिद की ओर उमड़ पड़ते हैं।
10,000 Central Paramilitary Forces there. While the demolition didn't happen in 15 minutes. It took good 3.5, 4, 5 hours. And it's happening, it's being watched. You have L.K. Advani, Uma Bharti and Murli Manoj Joshi, Swapan Das Gupta and Chandan Mitra standing there on the dais cheering this act. What made them feel so gleeful and happy?
Tehelka had done a sting operation in which they found out that the people had, the RSS elements had decided that some of their car civics will die in the attempt to demolish Babri Masjid, and then they will become the martyrs, and then the movement will grow. And so they ensured that people died in that first attack on the Babri Masjid.
It's the longest running legal dispute in India. Call it by any name. बाबरी डिस्प्यूट, राम मंदिर डिस्प्यूट।
सबसे बड़ी खबर, अयोध्या में विवादित जमीन के मामले में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आज एक बड़ा फैसला सुनाया। इस मामले में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट के फैसले पर रोक लगा दी है।
Let's bring you some breaking news. The CBI is seeking a court trial for former BJP President L.K. Advani in the demolition of the controversial structure of Babri Masjid along with the car sale.
And now the Supreme Court is going to decide the case. So we are essentially asking the Supreme Court, they do not look at it only from a pure property, whose property it is and who should it go to, etc., etc., because whichever way you give it, whether you give it to the Hindus or the Muslims, the wounds are going to fester for a long time. So instead, find a secular solution.